Welcome to Hack Shack Studios. We are live, everyone. Yes, this is kind of an impromptu. We were going to do this last night. Amanda was a little taken by this in not a good way. In not a good way. It was really strange. So we're going to get into that video, and then we're also going to talk about the most dangerous toys that we ever got for Christmas. And I know there's a list, and I know that you had 2 of those toys, I think, when you were a kid. And I have 2 most dangerous toys, and I'm going to wait till the last minute and tell you. And when I tell you my 2 most dangerous toys of all time that I got for Christmas, is going to rock your world. It's going to freak you guys out. So as always, you guys, let me know if there's a sign of life. That means type in the chat. Let me know. There's Kevin. Yes, yes. Hey. Yes, we are live. And I don't know, this might be as the most Christmas I get this season for streaming, because we are in transit. We are moving to Texas. So everything's kind of, we're moving and doing all kinds of stuff. So we've been very, very busy. There's always time for Christmas, and we will make time for it. But it's not going to be our traditional, hey, look at this, Mighty Joe. He already knows the drill. Well, Amanda, do you want to preface it and then I can play the video, or do you want to just play the video and then talk about it?
Oh, I'll just ask the chat. I think we have like 3 people on right now, but have any of you guys seen the Mall Santa video that's going around? Because that really pissed me off last night.
They're calling him the leftist Santa.
Yeah, the woke Santa. It's pretty messed up. It's just this video, this grandma was filming her grandson, you know, asking Santa for Christmas presents, and this woke Santa just blows up on this little kid and makes him cry, you know. It just, if this is what wokeness is, I don't know how people support it. So we'll play the video for you guys. It's a little hard to hear, but I can kind of go over it afterwards. This Santa is just really, yeah.
Yeah, we'll play the video. Let me screen share, and then you guys will get an idea of what we're talking about. We'll probably play the video a couple times, but it's really, really heartbreaking to watch. Let me. Let's turn this all the way up. There we go. My computer's on it. You see, it took a while for it to.
What? No guns. Nerf gun. No, not even a Nerf gun. No, if your dad wants to get it for you, that's fine, but I can't bring it to you. What else would you do? Lots of other toys. There's Legos, there's bicycles, there's cars and trucks. What do you think? What do you think? It's okay, we're dead.
It was horrible.
Don't cry.
Well, Santa just denied him. No, it's not. He just wanted a harmless Nerf gun. Wow, that's really, yeah. We'll play it again. It's hard to watch. Let's go back. Yeah, so you know, it's the standard mall Santa, and the kid just goes in and you know, like, what do you want for Christmas? He says he wants a Nerf gun. Apparently, woke Santa thought it was absolutely the worst, you know, Christmas present. What do you think it was, like a slippery slope, right, Amanda? That, you know, if this kid gets a Nerf gun, then the next thing, you know, he's going to be shooting up, you know, shopping centers and stuff. Yeah.
Just stupid. And then he says, your dad can buy it for you, but I'm not going to buy it for you. Like, okay, you just ruined the magic of Santa. You just kind of outed the whole thing. And it's just terrible. Like that little kid, he doesn't understand that Santa's doing it for wokeness. He just thinks he wasn't good enough and Santa just told him no, because he doesn't understand that it's, you know, woke PC crap. So it's just stupid. It's really stupid. I never want to see people get fired, but when I saw that that guy was fired, I was kind of like, yeah, maybe this job wasn't a good fit for him, because he was even kind of snippy with the kid and just kind of like, oh, don't cry, but it didn't sound sincere. It was just kind of like, go away, you know.
Well, the thing is you shouldn't bring agenda into anything you do, and you shouldn't play your agenda, your politics with children. The kid didn't know. The kid doesn't care. The kid just knows that you're either Santa or you're a representation, you know, of the North Pole. So you're there working with Santa, you know, whatever the story is. And so then, you know, you're talking to them and you just think, well, I'm just going to tell you what I want. Most of the time, the Santas never even respond. They don't say like, well, you'll get it or you won't get it or anything like that. They just kind of leave it up in the air, because you know how Christmas magic works. We're all adults here. And so you just don't get into that. So you don't say you're going to get it or you're not going to get it. You just go, well, have you been a good kid? You know, blah, blah, blah. What do you want? What was in Bob's Burgers? There was a scene in there with the Santa, and what did Santa say to the kid?
He was like, well, maybe, or something like that. He was.
Yeah, I think it's like, well, we'll see what we can do.
What we can do.
We'll see what we can do. So you leave it like you don't say yes and you don't say no. You just say, we'll see. You know, have you been a good kid? You know, that type of stuff. You don't really get into specifics, and they should have been taught. I mean, the
thing was, you do a little more research into this. They hired the Santa from a staffing agency. So it was the staffing agency who sent another Santa to the little boy's house and brought him a Nerf gun. So the Santa agency in the mall fired the guy. And then the staffing agency came out with like a little press release, and it said that Santas will now be trained how to not get their political biases, you know, mixed in with being Santa. And I feel like that was also kind of stupid, because that should have been done from the beginning. It's just common sense. It's a little kid. It doesn't know politics. It wants a Nerf gun. Well,
also you're taking the beat away from the magic part of Santa, the, you know, Christmas morning stuff and all that other. So if that's really his main thing he wanted, shouldn't the main Santa have brought that? You know, I don't know. We live in a really strange time. This is just a really odd, like, you know, like projecting onto a kid like this, and then, you know, breaking the kid's heart. Like the guy should have known. He should have known how it was going to play out. Like, if that's the parent's job. The parent's job is to say yes or no to the kid. The parent's job is to make sure that Santa comes and delivers the presents. All those things. It's not this guy. What kind of self-important dillweed is this guy? You know, like he's so taking it to like his power to, it's going to his head that he's actually telling the kid no. Like, what kind of ego freaking maniacal wackadoo are you? You know?
Yeah. Let me answer a couple of these chats. No, it was not the same Santa who messed up the kid, who brought him a new toy. The staffing agency sent another one, and Nerf did send the little boy a care package. So that should answer those two questions. So Nerf did come out with a statement saying something along the lines of, this kid's love for Nerf guns was very heartwarming in this season. We sent him a care package. And then the Santa did bring him like a top of the line Nerf gun. It was actually pretty cool. The kid was really happy, and he seemed to enjoy it. The thing about kids is I think they forgive pretty easily, but it's lucky that it happened that way, because that could have jaded that kid. What they don't talk about is that could have ruined Christmas for this kid, you know, because little kids, they don't realize it's political and they just think they haven't been good. I know I said it earlier,
well,
but it's true.
What if Santa already got him the Nerf stuff?
Well, the mom, you can hear her in the video when she hugs the kid. She said, Mommy will buy you a Nerf gun. It's okay. We'll make it right. And then the Santa said again, do you want something else? A truck, a bike?
Legos.
Yeah, and then the mom, you can see her shoot him a nasty look, like, just shut up.
Yeah,
You've done enough damage.
Yeah, be quiet.
And apparently the grandma was there, she was filming, and then the dad was there, and that's when he looked at the dad and said, well, dad might be able to buy it for you. Like, thanks for outing Santa.
This is how you make it better?
Yeah.
The best thing that guy could have done is shut his mouth. Yeah, that guy was like the Krampus. He wasn't Santa.
Yeah, and it's stupid because he just took away innocence from that kid and broke his heart, and for what? Your political agenda? That's what I mean, that there's a problem with the left, because I can't imagine anyone really on the right doing something like that, but the left, it's like they just bring in this agenda to it and they make it so bad. I mean, I can, yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. I just can't imagine.
You made a harmless, what should be innocent transaction into a political statement because you're a self-centered a-hole. Like you're going to use this kid as a way to, try to change the world. That's not your job. Your job is just to entertain these kids and to make them, feel the holiday magic. And I do have to get down on Michael Bancroft. How dare you? Dillweed is very, very edgy and completely update. All the kids are saying it these days. So you need to tune in better, Michael Bancroft. Me, I'm simpatico with the kids. I know what they're talking about. Yeah, but Michael apparently doesn't, because all the kids are saying dillweed. Oh, man. Well, Amanda, you want to comment more? You guys want to see the video again? I know it's really hard to watch. Was there anything else you wanted to say about it?
Not really. I think we kind of hit the points. It's just, I don't know, Christmas is like that one thing that you don't really mess with and you shouldn't mess with. The kid kind of just finds out on their own. I found mine out from shopping receipts. Mom left them on the table. I asked for an iPod. There was an MP3 on the list, and I remember I was like, damn. Santa.
I think what you're trying to say is Santa is real.
And Santa doesn't get the joy of buying into the Apple Corporation at a young age.
Yeah.
It's a monopoly.
We were just helping him out. We were just helping
Microsoft needed the money.
him out. No, we were helping Santa out.
Yeah, Santa needed help.
Someone send Bancroft a link and a cask of whiskey. No. Okay, so we thought this would be fun. Okay, so we're all going to talk about the worst, I guess, most dangerous toys that we've ever owned. So you guys in the chat just chime in. And like I said, I have perhaps the most dangerous toy of all.
Lawn darts?
Oh, you're not even close. But those are pretty scary.
At least it's not that chemistry set they sold in the 50s that had uranium in it.
Well, we're gonna play that. We're gonna I thought we could play the video. Well, you know what?
7 minutes.
Yeah, it is long.
Here, just pause it. You can skip over parts.
Yeah. I'll try to. The camera's still working, but yeah, this one, yeah, we'll skip it and we'll kind of try to edit through here so we can give you guys the more abridged version, and then we can kind of pause it and talk about it. There's some of these that even predate me, believe it or not, because I'm old. Okay, so we should be seeing this video. Yes. Okay, so this one right here, I don't know if anybody remembers this.
To provide unstable explosives to small children. Well, have we got the toy for you? Back in the 1940s, a toy gun called the Austin Magic Pistol was released. The idea was to shoot ping pong balls, but rather than use springs or something, the Austin Magic Pistol achieved this by using calcium carbide, which would explode when water or just plain spit.
Look at that thing! Look at the flame come out of the barrel.
When the gun's breech was barely screwed on, it would blow off, scorching the face of the poor kid firing it with acetylene gas. Needless to say, the toy didn't last long, and it's now a collector's item.
So it's actually a gun that would just actually shoot. What did he say? It would shoot the front part of it off.
Yeah, they said it would blow up.
And then they could blow up in your hands. That's crazy. And then this one.
Oops. Moon shoes. Trampolines are dangerous, and even more so when they're built right into your shoes. As kids learned starting in the 1950s, the space shoes craze resulted in a slew of broken ankles, elbows, and other bones. But that didn't stop.
These are ones you had, right?
Yeah, I had those ones.
The moon shoes.
They were heavy, and I always fell forward on those.
Actually, these were kind of the weird opposite. They were really clumsy and they would trip you.
Yeah, they would just knock me down.
Yeah, so I think they figured if they made the base like bigger and more substantial, kids wouldn't be like twisting their ankles and hurting themselves that way. But what they ended up doing is they were really, really clumsy and kids were just tripping.
Well, that, and I'd leave them outside and the rubber would just start to eat itself. And I remember I put on the shoes one day, I jumped and the rubber band snapped and I went down. It's the last day for the moon shoes on that one.
The moon shoes didn't last long.
Nickelodeon from bringing the redesigned.
But look at them, man. They look like a lot of fun.
Yeah, until you realize how heavy those things are. You only get like 12 feet before you're done.
Yeah. So what was the Battlestar Galactica? What the Battlestar Galactica thing was?
That wasn't.
Yeah, it was like a launcher, and so it launched a little ship off of the main deck.
Yeah, but people put it in their mouths.
Yeah, they were like shooting it, and I guess like a little kid actually was like aiming it at his mouth or something, and then it just went down his throat, and sadly it killed him. So that's not good. So don't be shooting things at your siblings. So this was a similar thing where it was the Boba Fett. This thing lasted about 2 hours. No, they said it never was released, right?
No, because it was going to be released right after that one, and then they realized that it would probably do the same thing, so they didn't actually sell it.
Yeah, so Boba Fett had this projectile, and so they decided against the spring-loaded projectile because they didn't want to, potentially hurt another child, which, is good. But I think personal responsibility does enter into it a little bit. But
well, it's like my high school teacher told me in chemistry when she was studying to be a nurse, and then she realized she couldn't handle it. A kid had shoved a marble in his ear.
Yeah.
Like, when does personal responsibility take over? He shoved a marble in his ear. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, you can hurt yourself with the most innocent things out there. What do they say? Like hammers kill more people than guns?
And vending machines.
And vending machines, really?
Yeah, because people shake them to try to get their stuff out, and then the vending machine falls on them and it kills them.
Oh my gosh, I never heard that.
Which are now among the most valuable collectible toys in the world. Just don't actually play with it.
Okay, we don't need that. Let's get to the next toy. Oh, you had one of these too. These things were cool, the Sky Dancers.
Yeah, you threw it on
Kids
there.
like dolls. They also like helicopters, right? So Galoob Toys married the two ideas together and created a series of dolls called Sky Dancers in the late 1990s. The dolls would fly, yes, but they did so erratically, and just like grapefruit juice, the Sky Dancers usually wound up shooting into someone's unsuspecting eyes. The toys were recalled after the company received over 150 reports of the dolls hitting people, causing scratch corneas, as well as shattered teeth, a broken rib, and even a concussion.
Pause it.
Actually,
I just want to know how the kid got a broken rib.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's one of those things. It's just how. In the chat, leave us a message if you come up with an idea on how a kid somehow broke a rib based on one of these things.
Yeah, I can see a scratch cornea or like it whacking, a kid in the head and hurting them. But a rib also, like, usually they shoot upwards.
Yeah.
So they would have to be shooting that from the ground up, which most kids didn't. They would hold them on a tabletop or something. So
you put mine on the roof, along with 2 hula hoops and a couple balls.
well, things happen, man. Things happen while you're in the middle of playing with things. You know what else was dangerous? All right, you guys, sparring with
Sock and boppers.
sock and boppers. Those were pretty cool, but you could still hurt people. But no, it was the Star Wars lightsabers. The ones from Phantom Menace. And if you have a kid like mine, she doesn't want to hit the staff into the staff blade. She just wants to whack you in the hands.
I was a sadistic little 8-year-old, wasn't I?
It hurt, man. You would just go right for the hands. You wouldn't hit the blade. Okay, so this was interesting. Glass blower kits.
And you also need some new glassware around the house. Then go and find yourself the Gilbert glass blowing kit right now. This terrifying toy, which came out a century ago, was marketed as a necessary device to help kids learn a valuable skill. What it actually taught them was arson. The kit, which didn't come with any protective gear of any kind, encouraged children to use their bare hands when working with glass at approximately 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. But hey, at least they learned the science of glass.
I mean, it's a creative toy. I mean, you know, you hold this up.
That was a pretty funny SNL skit, but we had what were they? They were, you could make like edible insects. I think it was Mattel had them, and so you had like this goop, and you'd put it in a mold, and then you would heat it up, and this thing would heat up. God, I don't know how hot, but really, really hot, and it would cook the ingredients, and then you would pull them out of the mold, and you could eat them. They're like gummy bear type stuff, and one, they said kids were burning themselves because that little plate was really, really hot. And then two, kids were getting, what is that called? Is it botulism? What is it? Yeah, from the molds.
Poisoning.
Yeah, food poisoning because they weren't cleaning the molds.
Well, it's the same with the Easy Bake Oven. I mean, how much can you really cook off like an 8-watt bulb?
Exactly. Well, those, yeah, they were just undercooked, right?
Yeah, but there's still stuff in them that can make you sick. You're eating undercooked dough.
Undercooked dough, yeah, exactly. I forget what this one was.
With the Gilbert atomic energy level,
Told you.
which actually
this was the one that came with plutonium, right?
Yeah, uranium or
uranium,
something.
yeah.
samples of uranium-238, which is radioactive, and which is used to make plutonium-239, the main ingredient used in atomic weapons. Of course, kids weren't putting together a little Manhattan Project.
That is crazy, man. Okay, what is the next? Oh, you had some of these type things.
No, I had that exact kit.
Oh, you did?
That exact kit.
Okay, the Fingerprint Analysis Kit. So this was...
Fingerprint Analysis Kit. Back when CSI was one of the most popular shows on television, CBS decided to cash in by making a toy crime scene kit for kids who could then live out their dream of dusting a murdered mall Santa for fingerprints. Amazingly though, this toy was even worse than it sounds, because the fingerprint powder in the kit actually contained asbestos, widely known to be a cancer-causing material in a handy, easily inhaled form. It took CBS 20 months of litigation before they settled a class action lawsuit and recalled the toy. And you thought Happy Fun Ball was dangerous. Discontinued use of it.
And you thought Happy Fun Ball. Okay. Oh, this one was weird. The chewing
Oh, and it
garbage.
just caught people's hair, and it just kept chewing because the mechanism didn't turn off, so it just kept chewing and ripping out people's hair. That one's not that interesting.
Yeah, so if you know, like little girls playing with it, with the chewing action, their hair would get caught.
Not as cool as the uranium or asbestos. Or lawn darts. Don't forget
Okay.
lawn darts.
What was the magnetics?
Oh,
What-
people choked on it.
Okay.
See, I want carnage. I don't want, oh, my hair got pulled.
Yeah, we don't.
Bring back the asbestos and uranium.
Wow. Okay, so the magnetics. Let's keep going. Was this one? Oh, still magnetics.
Yeah, they're still making fun of it. They're brought Insane Clown Posse into it for no reason.
Yeah, just to try to make it
I
interesting.
think that's it.
Wait, there was one other I thought.
Which one?
Oh my gosh. It was lawn darts. Maybe we just glossed over the lawn darts.
Yeah, I think most people know what lawn darts is, though.
Yeah, so lawn darts, if you guys don't know what lawn darts are, if you guys don't know what lawn darts are, is it's like what was it called where you had the horseshoes. So it was like horseshoes, but instead of like ringing the horseshoe around the post, you had like a little circle, like a hula hoop. And so you would underhand throw the dart and you'd loop it, and then it would come down, and then it would, get into the target. So you scored points the closer you got. Kind of like, it was also like darts. So
Yeah, but the spike was...
these things, yeah, they were like this big. And I do have a lawn dart story. We're at the park. I had a little psycho cousin. This kid was completely psycho, right? I saw him chase his sister with a knife in the kitchen. He had like such a short fuse. So we're at the park. His sister said something to him that he didn't like. He picked up the lawn dart. She started running, and he chucked it at her. and it actually hit her in the back, and it stuck. But then it didn't, like you have to really get into the meat for it to stick out, like in the movies, for like an arrow to stick out of your back. This thing hit and then it dropped, but it stayed under the skin, and she was running. I just remember that dart like bouncing around, and I was like, man, it was the most horrific thing I had ever seen at such a young age. I was like, oh my gosh, that guy threw a lawn dart at his sister. This is crazy. So, lawn darts or jarts, is that
Yeah.
make toys dangerous again? They still do. When I tell you my most dangerous toy, you're probably going to go, oh my gosh, they still make those things. So Amanda, what was yours? CSI drug lab, gram of coke included.
I think for me it was my Razor scooter. That, when it whacks you in the ankles, and plus we didn't get the one that had the pad on the back for the brake, and I hated wearing shoes, so it would burn the bottom of my foot because that stuff would heat up because we live on a hill. And then one time I was going down the hill and the front wheel got caught between like a rock and then the pavement, and I flipped over the handlebars and landed in the driveway. And this dude was watching the whole thing, and he's standing off to the side watering the grass laughing at me. He didn't realize I was really hurt. I cracked my hip, and then I scuffed up my elbows and my knees, but we didn't know I cracked my hip for 3 months. I was doing figure skating at the time, and the injury would not heal. Like, we couldn't figure out why it wasn't healing. And I slipped on the ice, and I fell, and there happened to be a doctor in the crowd, and he checked me out, and he was like, oh, yeah, this is a cracked hip. And my mom was like, what are we doing? He's like, nothing now. Nothing you can do. It still hurts.
Well, even then there wasn't. I mean, it was a crack, so there's not really much you can do.
No, that you can't fix it. It's a crack. I
didn't
break it. I just cracked
it's
it.
painful, but you just have to, let it heal. But I have to defend myself. The way you fell was so freaking funny. You were like you know how they just call it ragdoll? Well, ragdolling it. That's why they call it ragdolling, because you were like a little ragdoll, and it didn't look like you hurt yourself, and then you got up.
I think I went like this. I just went.
Yeah, you're kind of doing this like little worm thing
across the driveway.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny.
I have a dip in my hip. It's actually pretty funny where the bone, because it landed right here. There's actually a little dip like this cut out of my hip where it landed. Oh,
Adam's warning me. He's saying someone is behind you. Yeah, someone is behind me. We had many great Christmases, though. I mean, oh no child abuse.
He just stood there and he laughed at me until I started crying. Like 8. That was really messed up.
Well, you had fun up to that point. And the Razor scooter, there was just like a bar, right? And it was on a swivel. And so with the heel, you just push it down, right? And then it touches the back wheel.
And that thing heated up so fast. I would get burns all over my feet. And when that thing would whip around, because there was no padding on it, just metal, when it would hit you in the shin, the ankle, oh my goodness. I think it wasn't exactly dangerous. I just think it was the most painful toy I ever had. And then,
well, as a kid, you do stupid stuff. I remember we had, it was a public pool, and we called it the plunge, or it was called the plunge or something like that. And so my sister and I would walk to this place. It was probably half a mile or something like that from the house. So summer day, we never wore shoes. So you find yourself kind of crossing hot asphalt and things like that without shoes. So you kind of look for grass areas to walk in, or if there's any water in gutters, you walk in the gutter because it cools your feet. And then I remember there was a horse pasture, and it was just dirt, so there was no sidewalk, and there were red ants everywhere. So we actually would walk through the red ants too, and we never learned our lesson. We always walked barefoot to the plunge for some stupid reason.
Yeah. I have some good got messed up as a kid stories I think your chat will like. There was one, we set up like a rope swing for me in the backyard, but we used an old hose that my dog ate. So it's just like, Tarzan swing, just hanging straight down. And my childhood best friend got a wonderful idea of, let's tie me to the swing, the little rope, and push me off the wall. we didn't take into account physics or trajectory, and I went face first into the wall, and then the rope gave way, and I fell right into a rose bush. But it was his bush, and Dad manicures his yard beautifully, like it's his pride and joy, and I broke the entire bush. And I remember freaking out, and I think I had a concussion, and I didn't want to let anyone know, so I was like woozy and all sick, and we're trying to fix the bush.
You can't fix the bush. I did feel bad after, because I was like, oh my gosh, that was, I mean, roses had thorns, so it probably hurt really bad.
My friend didn't say sorry. That's the same friend who broke my nose.
Yeah, you still got a little
Yeah,
lump.
I don't know if I can go profile. I don't know if you can see it. She kicked me in the face and then threw me down a slide.
You know what?
I blacked out.
For a photo shoot, is it Madam X, the John Singer Sargent? You should
I got the nose for it.
Yeah, I mean, your profile, I think it's a great painting. That would be neat to see you do something like that. Jasper says red ants suck. They hurt like the dickens. That is what kids say these days too. They say the dickens. So Michael Bancroft, yeah, you just got to start hanging out with kids more. Oh, wait, what is this? No rose hip on Art's bush.
I was in so much pain. I think the other stupid one is I thought if I jumped out of a tree I made like a crochet rope. I put it on the top of the tree, and I thought it would work as a bungee. And it was the big pine trees in the backyard. I thought it would just bounce me out because it's yarn. And I jumped out of the tree, and that's like 2 stories high. And it just broke, and I just went straight down. Oh, it was a good day.
Apparently, I'm a monster. People are turning on me, Amanda. We got to change the subject.
No, it's funny. People like seeing people get hurt. That's why fail videos exist. Look at your numbers. You have 30 people watching, chats blowing up. People like it when people get hurt.
People like pain. Yeah. Well, look at America's Funniest Videos and all those fail videos. All those is people getting hurt. It's universal. It's international.
People like it when people get hurt.
Yeah, it's funny. Little kids, infants, before they even really know humor, if you get hurt in front of them, they'll laugh. And you did that quite a bit.
Yeah, I told you I was like a little sadist. I liked when people get hurt. It's funny. The amount of times, like, you can look it up online, chat. Please do this after the video. It's on America's Funniest Home Videos. It's called Head, Gutter, Groin. Beautiful prediction videos. They pause it right before someone gets hit, and you have to guess if it's going to hit them in the head, gut, or groin. It's beautiful. And America's Funniest Home Videos also has how many times can a man get hit in the crotch in 30 seconds, and it's just videos just playing men getting hit in the crotch.
I got to defend myself. I'm a big fan of Hullabaloo. So there you go. Oh man, thank you so much, Mark C. Thank you very much. Of Dangerous Toys, I have my you have one of those 1979 Battlestar Galactica toys that fires missiles. That was in that list. Dad felt it was dumb enough to launch, went down my throat and choke to death. It was a natural selection. I didn't deserve to live.
Thanks, Mark, for the $20. And if you want to keep listening to me say all the stupid things I did as a kid, drop me a $5 super chat.
Oh my gosh.
I've got a lot.
Wow. I remember, oh my gosh, I had this but see, this isn't really the toy's fault. This is why I think there has to be some personal responsibility. Okay. When I was really, really small, I had this stupid golf thing, and they're like these little styrofoam golf balls. And so you hit them, I don't know what the hell, you just hit them into these little holes on this board. And so I remember I stuck one of them up my nose. And the worst part is I freaked out. I panicked. When you're young, when you panic, it's like you're really out of your mind. And all I could think of is I didn't think I was going to die. I wasn't panicking that. I was like, if I have to tell my mom I have a styrofoam golf ball up my nose, she's going to kill me. So I'm just like, I try to dig this thing out of my nose. I'm like, trying to dig the thing out. I do remember that. Amanda, okay, you have to share what you feel was your most dangerous Christmas toy of all time.
I told you, the racer.
So the razor is the absolute.
I think that one was the worst for me. That's the one I got jacked up the most. That one, I think that one.
All right, we missed a joke here, but the chat. Hole in one. Yes, indeed. I was crying so hard. There was so much snot. It was like I flooded the dam. Like as soon as I got that thing out, blah, it was horrible.
Here, I have to show the chat this. As far as most dangerous Christmas toys, I don't know if they can see the picture. People love these photos. I know I do. It's a Buzz Lightyear stuck up someone's butt, and when they put it in there, the wings went out.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't a kid though. That
no, that's a grown man.
Oh, you can see it. Merry Christmas, you guys. This is what it's like around the T-Bear house.
Yep.
At 5 years old, I ran up a metal slide in the playground, slipped at the top, and smashed my my two front teeth into the metal slide. Oh my gosh, Spike, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Okay, well that actually segues into, for me, they were hard. People just think they're harmless, right? Okay. A baseball bat and a baseball. Okay. I got a knife for Christmas and did less damage than that baseball bat and that damn ball. One, you hit the ball, it goes flying. I broke many a windows. I think I even broke the window of a car. And then just hitting the ball and then your friend not catching the ball, so the ball would hit you. So, and then of course, when stuff like that happens, anger, and then you end up using the bat as a weapon. So I've been hit by bats and I've hit people with bats. So baseball bats are very, very dangerous. And on top of that, we got a bunch of golf balls when I was a kid, and we were at the school and we were hitting golf balls with a baseball bat. If you guys have any idea how far a golf ball can be hit it with a baseball bat. Holy crap, man. We were just sending them. They were going over the fence into residential areas. We were bad. We were really bad kids. And so baseball bats, that was pretty bad. Let's see what Publishing Pete has to say. Anti-Nurse Santa recommends Legos. Obviously, he has never stepped on a Lego. Thank you.
Yeah.
And how many kids swallow Legos too?
Go up. I think you missed all of the Buzz Lightyear puns, and they're beautiful.
Wait. I gotta stop me when I.
He has a friend.
Oh, I blame. I blame
Infinity
Zerg.
and beyond. Way beyond.
Way beyond.
There's Butt Lightyear in there. And for anybody who thinks that that's probably photoshopped, it might be. But my boyfriend works as an EMT, and he said one day he had to take a guy into the ER. You know those 3-prong little hand rakes that you use for like light gardening? He shoved that up his butt prongs first. And he said every doctor in the hospital stopped what they were doing and went down to see the guy with the rake up his butt.
What's wrong with people?
And he said the best thing was the guy said he fell. They always say they fell.
They said he fell. I remember this was a while ago when I actually was like you and I cared about this kind of stuff.
It's funny.
There was a whole slew of photographs that my friend, this was pre-internet, had, and it was similar x-rays. So one was an HO train in somebody's rectum. The other was a light bulb.
Oh, that's
like an actual light bulb. Like, what?
There's one of a lawn gnome. You can look it up. There's a guy who stuffed a lawn gnome up his butt.
That's a really stretched out anus to get a lawn gnome in there. Also, those things are like solid concrete.
Let me see if I can find
those things weigh a lot. Those things are really, really
that's
heavy.
What I want on my internet search history is lawn gnome up someone's butt.
Adam says, use a hammer if you don't have a knife handy. Hit them with a hammer. Yeah, there. Like I said, I think there's annually there's more deaths with hammers than handguns. We should ban. Ban. Hammers. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
If I can find it. It was on some mortician's page that I follow. We'll find it.
Hey Amanda, do you feel like doing some Butt Lightyear sketch cards?
Hey, if the price is right, I'll do anything.
Oh, you know what else they had? What were those things called? They were big wheels. Those weren't that dangerous though. They were just fun. But you know what was? It wasn't a dangerous toy.
There's the light bulb.
That thing's really symmetrical though.
That went straight.
That looks Photoshop.
No, I don't know about that. There's some weird things in here. Hey, look, it's the holiday spirit. It's a candy cane.
Oh, jeez. Jeez. If that guy had more cojones, he would have pulled that thing out himself.
I don't know. There's some good ones in here. A lot of Coke bottles.
If you can't get a candy cane out of your own rectum, then you have no business putting things up your rectum.
Someone put a beater up their butt, like you use for like beating for meringue.
Oh, jeez. But the thing was those Evel Knievel stunt cycles. Those things, when we were a kid, they would always go flying out in the street, and then cars would run over them. So they weren't dangerous to the kid; they were just dangerous to themselves. Like Evel just didn't want to live. So he would go ramping it and just go flying out in the street, and then cars would run over it. I had an Evel Knievel stunt cycle run over by a car. I think
Eric Foreman both.
Yeah, my friend had two. Like he had two stunt cycles run over. Let's see this. No, this is an art stream, not the Jack show. I'll try to behave. I don't care. But I do want to see what you guys, what your most dangerous toy experience or toys were growing up. And oh wait, Michael says, how do you get the light bulb out?
I can actually answer that because I know a lot of weirdos online. They actually have to break it. They either have to do surgery and pull it out from the front, or they break it.
You don't break a light bulb in somebody's butt.
Yeah, they sometimes have to. But usually they try to pull it from the front. So they do like a C-section on you and go all the way down, and then they pull it out.
I think it would be safer to cut
but sometimes,
a bigger hole than to break
sometimes
a bulb.
It just magically breaks.
What kind of thrill? Like that's like I don't even want to go there. That's just nuts.
I like that one guy has a bright idea.
No, he didn't. That was not a bright idea. I mean, the worst thing, like I remember as a kid, because they had the Uncle Fester thing from Addams Family, and he put the light bulb in his mouth and then it would light up. That was always cool. Well, they actually made a toy like that for kids. So if you bit on the metal part and you turned it, so it was like a magic trick. So if you turned it slightly, it would go on. So if you did it and you were really smooth with it, it looked like you could be like Uncle Fester. I always wanted one of those.
Go up to the top of the chat, right there.
Which one?
Alex, down, right down.
Right here?
Yeah, someone's sharing their story.
Distilling some of your dad's gunpowder and making an inferno in the street count as a dangerous toy story?
I started a fire in our backyard once.
It can.
I remember Mom running out and getting mad at me because I saw on TV on SpongeBob, if you rub two sticks together over a pile of sticks, then you'd eventually create fire. And I figured out if I did it for about 30 minutes, I was definitely very patient as a kid. And I figured out if I got a piece of string and I just kept going like this and twisting it, then it would get enough friction. Mom smelled smoke. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm making a fire.
I'm burning the backyard down.
I'm having fun making a fire. Saw it on SpongeBob.
I mean, if you want to get into explosives, I mean, there's M80s, there's bottle rockets, there's all kinds of stuff growing up that you do that are really, really stupid.
Oh, you're making me pull on the Joe Dirt thing, aren't you?
The Joe Dirt, yes.
The Joe Dirt fireworks stand. Joe Dirt fireworks stand. It's got to happen. The audio's got to come on. Telling me you don't have no whistling bungholes, no screaming memes? Really? Commercial?
Okay, so Henry Beamer says, how many kids does it take to paint a house? Depends on how hard you throw them. But
Really? I can't even skip this? I need YouTube Premium.
Ooh, oh, that would be cool, man. Homemade. Yeah, there's homemade toys too. We had a Captain America shield made out of 3-ply plywood, and that thing was so heavy, so we'd still try to throw it at each other. And I remember, the kid would always run away because he didn't want to get whacked with the shield. And I remember it would catch our ankles, because you're running, and so it would fall on the. Oh my gosh, it would like rip like probably 3 layers, 4 layers of skin. But Freddy Krueger gloves are cool.
Why is the tree good? Why is the sunset good? Why is boobs good? Man, firecrackers. You stick them in mailboxes, you drop them in toilets, you shove them up bullfrog's ass. I would never do that. I'm gonna be offended.
What is it? It was when he lists all the like.
Oh yeah.
That's a whatever twister. That's a whatever.
Screaming.
Pieces. He comes back to you.
Yes, you
Buzz Buttles, Snicker Bombs, Cherry Crap Flappers. No, I don't. You're gonna stand there, owning a fireworks stand, and tell me you don't have no whistling bungholes, no spleen splitters, whisker biscuits, honky lighters, Husker do's, Husker don'ts, cherry bombs, nips and dasers, with or without the scooter stick, or one single whistling kitty chaser?
I never heard of any of those. I think they're all made up by Joe Dirt.
Probably.
That looks like Joe Dirt. Yeah. It's a T-Bear classic.
It's my favorite movie.
Is it really your favorite movie?
It's sadly my favorite movie.
Oh.
I'm Joe Dirt. You're Joe Meteorite.
Poor Checkpoint can only play with snakes. And also, snakes sound like they would be cooler than they are, right? Like you go, oh man, the fireworks called snakes. Yeah. Oh, here's Joe Meteorite.
Mm-hmm.
Snakes.
You ate a burger off a ball of crap.
Snakes and sparklers.
We call them Boeing bombs. You see, dead giveaway's got peanut in it.
Oh, Floyd. If you listened earlier, yeah, we covered lawn darts. Yeah, those are really dangerous. Just darts in general. They're not really kids' toys, but if you want to hurt somebody with just normal darts, you can pretty much hurt them bad.
$5 super chat, and I'll tell you guys how I split my lip and chipped my tooth.
Wow. Christopher Walken is great in that movie. Oh man, everybody's good in that movie. Let's see. The ketchup and fries on the poop meteorite was a nice touch.
I agree. I like when the dog is stuck to the porch and she comes back out with hedge clippers or like a fork or something. He's like, "Ow, no, something gentle like a spatula."
Yeah. Oh wait, checkpoint. Are you serious? You don't know what lawn darts are? All right, I'm gonna describe it again. Okay, everybody pay attention.
Picture.
Okay, what they were is they're like what was it? Horseshoes. So instead of a pole, and then you try to wrap the horseshoe around or get close to the horseshoe, and then you score it kind of like darts. This was like a dart like this. Can they see it? Here, let me see. Let me see if I can. It's kind of.
So if you get the point, it's a giant dart with a needle on the end of it.
Yeah, they're about this big, and the dart part, the pointy part, is about this long.
Oh,
it's huge.
He says, "No, I know."
Oh, he knows. Oh, okay. They're like they were like what is this? Horseshoe javelin lawn darts. Yes, indeed, for sure. I just think they are not safe. Oh no, I don't think you can get them anymore.
eBay.
Used, you can get them used, and each one of those have like blood stains on them.
$300 on eBay.
$300?
Yeah.
Wow. I wish I still. Well, we never owned them. It was a friend of the family's that thought, oh, well, let's have some lawn darts. So the parents go off, and then the kids are at the lawn darts, and next thing you know, one of them's getting stabbed in the back with them.
Cheapest one starts at 120.
Yeah, those probably aren't as sharp. Those probably aren't as sharp. Okay, well, my most dangerous toy, it's up there with yours, Amanda, which is the Razor scooters. Yeah. So it's just a bicycle. It's just a bicycle. I was hurt more from just a bicycle than any other toy ever. Sometimes I remember I caught my toe in the chain where the gear is, and it was stuck in there. Once it's stuck, you can't reverse it. I had to keep pedaling. I had to have a friend come and lift up the back of the bike, and we had to crank the pedals, meaning the meat of my toe had to go all the way through the gear and come out the other end. Crazy. Have you guys ever got your toe stuck in a spoke when it's moving? There's that. We've ridden bikes without seats, with just the pole. Sometimes you stop or have to stop quickly, and you whack your family tools onto the sissy bar, or not the sissy bar, but that bar in front, or the gooseneck, or the handlebars. Absolutely crazy. And I grew up in the Evel Knievel era, so we were jumping those bikes too. So we were bending forks, we were breaking frames, we were just being catapulted from these bikes. Just insane stuff. And also, just to top it all off, when you have your bikes, like in the 70s, we're talking about the 70s, all the kids did their own bicycle maintenance. So we could never really crank down like nuts and tighten things up the way they should have been tightened. And so, it wasn't out of the norm to have your handlebars slip down or have a wheel pop off, or just crazy stuff like that. The bike wasn't dangerous, Art. You were. Wear shoes, you hippie.
I knew you were going to miss that one.
Wear some shoes, you hippie. Do you remember they started coming out with these stupid pedals that had spikes on the end? I guess they were designed so your feet didn't slip off of them. Well, it made it real hard to, ride your bicycle with bare feet.
Well, you forget, Dad, the time right before you took me to Soak City, I was on my scooter and I tried to stop, but the back was too hot, so I kicked my foot down without wearing shoes, and the tip of my toe came off. You remember that? We took me to Soak City the next day, and my foot was all bandaged up. It was huge. We just covered me in gauze.
Did we put plastic on it?
And you just called today. You're like, the tickets are non-refundable. You're still going.
We put a plastic bag around her foot.
It fell off and went like this. The tip of my toe just.
I think we kept making jokes like sharks, like shark attacks at Soak City.
All the ride operators kept looking at me. I'm like, it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
My parents already paid.
I just have a bag on my foot. It's okay.
Totally fine.
Yeah. I was once riding my BMX down a hill, and the whole handlebar, they would snap off. Good times. I had the sissy bar. What is it? It's the gooseneck. I had the gooseneck break, and I went crotch first right into the broken gooseneck.
It's amazing you even had kids.
Yeah, there was some crazy stuff. I remember we had a jump, and I remember pulling off of, like you have to pull up with the handlebars, and I hit myself in the head because the handlebars just came flying off of it, and I hit myself in the head so hard, I think I passed out just momentarily. It was a ramp to ramp jump, so I hit the other ramp, I landed perfectly, and then I just coasted, and then I hit a tree. So somehow I kept my balance, and once I hit the tree, I kind of snapped back, but I think I was unconscious the whole time. And then my cousin was like, "That was amazing. How did you do that?" I go, "I don't even remember doing it. I think I knocked myself out cold with the handlebars." Your Uncle Tony, he broke his collarbone. He jumped off a jump, and we used to, at the corner of the house, we had a pole, like a street light. And so he went, and then he hit the street light with his shoulder. And he just cracked his shoulder. Yeah, he cracked his shoulder blade, his collarbone.
Has anyone in the chat, just out of curiosity, watched Steve-O's documentary on his website? It's like $10.
Oh, Steve-O is...
You guys, if you are liking this conversation, pay the $10, go support Steve-O, and he talks about his top 20 worst injuries, and one of them was he was in a trash can and they pushed him off the ledge of a house, and they didn't realize that it was like a 2-story house, sheer drop all the way down. He was in a trash can. He broke his collarbone. And I was like, That makes sense. And then he showed one video where he was jumping his, he was with Tony Hawk, I think he said. He was jumping his skateboard off a moving car, and he landed on the ground. He broke his ankle. I know he sucks, but the video is great because you see his ankle just completely snap. His foot goes like this. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
It's messed up. That's messed up. But I think Checkpoint makes a good point. Like he's like, wrench? No, we had like pliers. We had like just pliers that we would tighten these things down. We didn't have good tools at all. I think my dad, after a while, started locking his tool cabinet, so we couldn't get in there because we never returned any of the tools.
Well, I don't think the chat has seen like pictures of my boyfriend, but he has 3 older brothers. He was the baby, and his neck kind of, I'll try to like, it goes like this. I call him the turtle because it just goes straight forward. It's because his brothers watched Jackass and WWE videos right after each other, and they decided to grab like little 4-year-old Earl by the neck and body slam him off the couch. And I guess he messed up his neck because he always now he goes like this because he can't lean his neck back.
Yeah, jumping on a kid's neck. It's not good.
Well, it's great too because they broke his arm because they body slammed him in a jump house right after he got his cast off. He broke his arm twice. Brothers did it both times. And then another one, he has a crooked tooth because his brothers decided to jump at each other. So they all stood on 4 corners and jumped head first at each other. He broke his tooth. Aren't you glad you had a girl who did stupid things? At least I was slightly more cautious. Like when I jumped out of the tree, at least I tied a rope around myself.
Yeah.
I was a little more cautious. I never jumped head first into anyone's face.
Well, we used to try to keep these things on the down low from your mom. So
I was so good at hiding these injuries. It was great.
I tell you, Mom, if she knew half the stuff that you did, you would not have been allowed to do any of it.
Yeah, there's like so many. Like my friend broke my toe, and I never told anyone. So now I have one toe that's shorter than the other. My friend broke my toe.
Wait. This is hilarious. Kids building ramps is normal. Kids building landing ramps is way overly optimistic.
That's pretty accurate.
I remember I had this board and I put a garbage disposal, like it was from the trash or whatever, and I put it to hold the wood up, and then I knew it was round, right? So I just put a rock there thinking that it was going to stop, from sliding out. As soon as the wheel hit the ramp went flat. I hit the garbage disposal and just kept going.
There's a video online. I'll try to find it for you. It's a kid with a homemade ramp. So he had like a piece of wood, then the ramp, and then like a box. Well, as soon as he hit the ramp collapsed and the wheel went straight first into the box, and he just flipped right over the handlebars and he landed on his face, and it made me laugh so hard.
Yeah, because you talk about overly optimistic, like Floyd was saying. At my cousin's house, he lived in a cul-de-sac. We would start at the end of the cul-de-sac, like the open part of it, and then he lived towards the closed part. So the ramp would be in the street. We would ride as fast as we could the whole length of the cul-de-sac to go off the jump to try to get some distance. And that's a lot of speed to then stop dead. And then something has to keep going. It's usually the kid. So you keep going. Henry says umbrellas, rooftops. Yeah, my dad worked with asbestos at the shipyard, the Long Beach Naval Shipyard. So he got these big plastic bags. So we tied wire onto the bags, and so we didn't just jump off the low part of the roof. We went all the way to the pitch part of the roof because we were crazy optimistic that this was going to catch our and slow our descent. And so the one thing about where we jumped, do you remember Grandpa's house, Meta? Mm-hmm. There was a fence. So there's the house. It's it's like a 2-story jump that we're doing. And then there's a fence really, really close. It was probably like a 6 or 7 foot fence, a brick wall. And then there was a flower bed. So we had to jump out just far enough that we hit the grass, not the flower bed or the fence. And so we jumped out, or I did because I was the first one. I had my my parachute, my makeshift parachute, and it did nothing. it did nothing. It didn't slow me down at all. So I ended up, and the worst part is you're not really braced for impact because you actually think it's going to slow you down. And so when I hit the ground, oh my gosh, it was so damn painful. What did you write, Amanda?
Someone tried to give us a super chat and they were asking if it came through, but I haven't seen anything. So people are asking if super chats are turned off. But we got one earlier, so I don't know why they'd be turned off.
Yeah, they're not turned off. So yeah, please, if you could try again, that would be greatly appreciated.
Oh, there it is. I see Eric's super chat art had an original. I didn't see it. We must have missed it. I'm sorry. I've been trying to keep an eye on the chat since Dad's been talking, but.
Well, we can go back a little bit.
But usually they light up.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Yeah, usually it shows at the very top. Thank you so much, Eric.
No, sorry, I missed it. I was like, checking.
Art had an original Mr. Potato Head. You know what? I do remember original Mr. Potato Heads where it was actually a potato.
No, the worst one was the one that you guys bought me, the Frankenstein head. Do you remember that?
That thing was cool.
No, it smelled like crap. It was gross.
Well, it was some kind of like, it was just the plastic, right?
It was like a gross, like plasticky throw up smell. And like I loved the look of that thing because I was a morbid little like 5-year-old, but it smelled so
but
bad.
it was like the actual size of a head, right?
Yeah.
And it had like different eyes and mouths and stuff like that you could plug into
it was
right?
like a dissection. You could put worms in him and all sorts of stuff. I mean, it was cool, but it smelled like crap.
I do remember that. But you know what was creepier than that was that that Barbie makeup head.
Oh, that thing is creepy.
You had it in your bathroom, was sitting on your sink for the longest time, and I guess you could do the hair and you could put makeup on it and stuff.
Someone asked, there's a Frankenstein Mr. Potato Head, and I wonder if I can. It's not exactly a Mr. Potato Head.
It's an idea like a Mr.
It's the
Potato
same
Head.
idea, but like, oh my goodness, Frankenstein take apart head. I'll Google that.
That'd be fun to see it, and you should see if they smelled too, like if other people thought they smelled.
It's gross. It was like the grossest.
I do remember it now that you mention it. My dad called me a potato head. My mom called me pumpkinhead, and I think my wife's mom called her pumpkinhead too, and it was pumpkinhead, not pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead's that Halloween character. Yeah. Oh, that's what they were called. Creepy crawlers. Those were the ones you made, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I never had that, but I knew a friend that had them, and so yeah, the idea is you have like a kiln or like an oven, and you put this goop into a mold, and then you put the mold into that kiln or that oven thing, and then it cooks. And then they're gummy bugs, and then you can eat them and freak out your friends. And I think kids were burning themselves because that thing was really hot. And then they were getting, is it botulism? They were getting some kind of like food poisoning from.
Oh, I found it.
Oh, you found it from the. That was it. You could pop the. Yeah,
eyes out and the teeth, and you could put worms in him and take stitches.
The whole head came off, right? The top of the head came off.
Yes, and he smelled horrible. I don't know if people can see. There we go.
Oh, they can see it.
It's gross. Like,
was it a game?
Yeah, it was a game. So you had a time limit to take him apart and then put him back.
And put him back together. That's what it was.
It was so gross smelling. Oh, there's a reason Google decided not to help me out with that one.
Knowing you probably cheated.
Yeah, I wasn't very good at losing games as a kid. I cheated on everything. I had a very good system on how to cheat on every single board game. It was so to the point that they wouldn't play with me anymore, which was okay. We
knew you were cheating. You were getting one past us.
No.
We just like to play games, board games and stuff with you. Creepy crawlers were the bee's knees. They had something else. I don't know if you guys remember this. Like Mattel had these things where they were like, they were blocks like this. They were, I think they were square, and they said Mattel on them or something. And then you could put them into like a tube, and I think the tube heated up, and then the block opened up into a monster. I don't know what those things were called, but those things were cool. I had a friend that had one of those too. And then you could heat it up again, and you could turn it back into a block. So it was like this little block thing that would heat up, and then it would turn into a monster. Botulism? What the F? I ate some of those things when I was a kid. Holy crap. I think we all ate some of those things when we were a kid.
The amount of Play-Doh that was eaten by my dog should have killed her.
Yeah, your mom wouldn't let you play Play-Doh in the house because she was afraid it would get in the carpet.
That's fair.
So you had to, yeah, knowing you, it was probably a good move. Junior serial killer playset. You would have had one of those if they had those around. They probably have them now. All right, well, we should start wrapping this up. This was a lot of fun. Yeah, but man, was it last night? You were really wigged out by that video.
It was just like the heart of Christmas. Like, this year has already been crappy for everyone. Like, why ruin Christmas for that little kid? So we started off with little kid not getting Nerf gun, then getting Nerf gun, and then dangerous toys, and me getting hit in the shins, and dad with botulism, and it came full circle.
One thing leads to another. Yeah, that's why, you know what? Yeah, don't mess with Christmas. That's what I'm saying. Don't mess with Christmas.
These are the rules.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Christmas. Make cookies. Leave stockings.
I'll tell you right now, though, if the Nerf gun technology was around when I was a kid, and I didn't get a Nerf gun, or I was told I wasn't going to get a Nerf gun for Christmas, I would have been just like that kid. Because you had some. Those things are so freaking cool, man. Remember, you had one that was a pistol, and you could like pop, 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 pop. Like it held a couple rounds.
Yeah, it was like a revolver.
Yeah, and then they have the ones that are like a Tommy gun. It's like a clip that goes in. You can pop, 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 pop. You can just shoot those things. They don't really hurt. I don't know why anybody would, get all crazy about it. But I guess that Santa thought it was a gateway to little Junior, picking up an M16 and going to shoot up, the local mini mall.
Just stupid. Let the kid have his Nerf gun. And even my mom said, what if that kid shoots himself in the eye like a Daisy Red Ryder, and then he hates guns for the rest of his life? You don't know. You're banning that kid from doing something stupid. Oh, yeah. I love BB guns.
We had BB guns. We had pellet guns. The pellet guns, I think you could pump them. So I think it was air or compressed air or something. We had those. And then there was cap guns. The smell of smoke was great. Yeah. Did you ever try, like, as a kid, you get a whole roll of caps, put it on the sidewalk, and then hit it with a hammer, and you're just hoping that you get an explosion out of it. Those are good. Those were good. All right, you guys. So this was just a fun aside, just to kind of break up our night. So thanks to everybody for hanging out in the chat. Thank you so much for all the super chats. Do appreciate it. And it's always fun hanging out with you, Amanda.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. So we'll see you. I think tomorrow I got a show with Adam Post. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.